Hello, I'm Rantar, and welcome to Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles Space Race, Episode 2. Just want to thank everyone for the views and the nice comments from last episode, and why don't we get going? So, I wanted to start off with a little blood magic and show you the improvements I made and where I want to go with it. First off, I think I showed this off last time. It was kind of unfinished, and I went through and finished that because when it's all lighted up, the mob farm really doesn't generate too much useful mobs. So one of the comments I had down below was an improvement on my mob farm, particularly the resources that I gathered. Now, previously I was gathering a liquid called blood, and it was used to pump into both blood magic and as well as some of the dark magic things. But what I really wanted was life essence. So I broke out my altar here and I created some glass shards. And when mobs get damaged by these glass shards, they drop blood that gets picked up by the blood altar and then pumped into this bucket right here. As you can see, it's slowly going up. The one downside is this kind of draws kind of slowly, as you can see, but it accumulates over time and I'll take it. So this mob farm relies on kind of vanilla mob spawning mechanisms, so it's not the fastest in the world. It doesn't have any spawners or anything, so that's okay for now. As I get the chance to move spawners, I may want to buff that up a little bit and work on that. But for now, it'll do. So what I'm going to do with that life essence is bring it over to my altar. And as you can see, right now I'm only have one altar because I need it there to intercept the blood. But I'm going to make another one here, and then I'm going to pump in the life essence. And I'm going to start with the manual delivery system of carrying the buckets back and forth, but rapidly that is not going to be a long-term solution. Just because it's becoming clear as I'm getting the stage, various fluids are more and more important, and I don't really have a good system right now. Currently I'm using these tanks. There's a whole series of tanks from wood tank up through copper and tin, iron and bronze, silver, gold, and they get bigger and bigger and it gets incredibly large capacity. However, they start getting expensive. I can make tin tanks pretty easily, but it's this hardened glass which is the trouble, because the vanadium dust, I still have to mine that, and I do not have an unlimited supply. So I've got 26 right now, so I could build some more, but it does run out. So I have a couple copper tanks here. We will prep this. Copper tanks aren't bad, carry 32 buckets. So we are going to start setting up our new build over here. So I think I'll put this bucket right here for now. We'll kind of pump it sideways into there. Do I have any? Nope. So first thing I do is going to build a new altar. And I'm going to demonstrate how my crafting setup works here. So refined storage is kind of my playground now for storage. Uh-oh. Blood rune is rising. I'm going to make sure all my doors are shut. This could be interesting. So blood moon is a moon you cannot sleep through. And mobs spawn a lot more in a lot more places. So we are going to batten down the hatches, up here, and make sure everything is good to go, because you don't want mobs getting in the base, or you get to see some fun chaos. Looks like we're going to be spending some time stuck inside crafting. Ooh, almost forgot. I mentioned this modular machinery setup I have here, but behind it, this machine takes lava to power, and so I built a lava fabricator which just takes power to generate lava, and I have it pumping into the machine when needed. But I wanted to show an easy way to keep cobble in supply. So over here is a igneous extruder that can be used to generate cobblestone. You can pick the type of stone you want, and it takes lava and water to make the stone. And I have a chest here. Now I picked a smaller chest because I don't need a million blocks of cobblestone. But this will fill up the chest, but then stop. And then out here I have a refined storage, external storage into the tank. And that will make so, or in the tank, into the chest. And that will make so everything in the chest shows up in my refined storage. And then I have access to it, and I can craft with it. And that comes in handy if I'm short on sand or gravel, because I can go into my refined storage and say, let's check out sand. And I'm like, oh, I go to use all my sand, and I'm like, oh, I'm out of sand. I can craft sand, and I say, let's just queue up a whole bunch of stacks. Hit start, and I have all the cobblestone I need, and it will craft gravel as needed, and then turn it into sand. And a lot of times I'll just do that ahead of time because it takes time to do all the processing, and it'll just go along and run. And if you look down here, you can see that interesting. We're going to cancel those. I don't know what's going on there. But as you can see, it's starting to work through processing, and it's using my machinery down here. Pulverizer is crushing up the gravel to make sand, and that is going to be pumped back into this machine, the gravel, to make sand. And I'm sure you're seeing this color change here. That is the fact of the blood moon. If I look out here, there are a lot of mobs out there, and I'd probably die a horrible death if I went out there, so we're going to avoid that right now. And so where was I? Oh yes, we are looking to craft an altar. So what I start here is you can just type altar in here. See it here. There's a handy little thing where you hover over something crafting, push A, it shows up on this left here, which is very handy. And here's a blood altar. So now this is an advanced crafting, and I still need to do that. I can't auto craft that yet, so I need to go over here to my advanced crafter, the proper size one. So first I need to gather the appropriate ingredients. So I need 2 dark gems. 2. Let's unload some stuff so I have some room. Two dark gems. Demon plate. How many did I need? 5 demon plates. So I'm 1 short. So, and I don't have that in crafting. So let's show you how to add it. So I'll go over to the pattern grid here and go demon plate. Click that. And we want to see how to do it. And I know, but we're going to use the compactor from thermal expansion because that's the machine I have. Takes 1 demon ingot and turns it into 1 demon plate. So go back here. There's 2 ways you can set up patterns: be processing or pattern. And this one's a processing one, not a pattern-based one. So I click processing. I go back to here, back to compressor, and I hit plus here. That didn't work. That's interesting. Processing should have triggered it. I don't know why. Well, it is interesting. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way and then debug why that is. So, by old-fashioned, I mean throwing it in the compactor. And by the time I get back there, it's there. So I've got my 5 demon plate. What else do I need? Stone tank. Let's see if I got any of those in there. I don't think I did. They're easy to craft. I need some glass and stone. So let's grab some glass and stone. See here. Oh, there's stone. Grab a stack of each. Don't need that many, but in this game, if you're going to make one, you might as well make a few. You never know when you need it to know. So stone tank. We'll make 4 for now. Keep one, leave the rest. Okay, we have 4 lapis lazuli plates. 20 of those. What else we got? 2 blocks of gold. Don't have blocks of gold. I haven't auto-crafted these yet, so you can do it auto-crafting, but I haven't got that set up because there's no pattern. You have to either use more complex methods or go over to this compactor here. It has a mode combine or split, so you can turn gold into nuggets or gold bar or gold blocks into gold bars. But I'm going to compress these into the gold I need. Oops. As you can see, it's much easier to pick out your stuff. So we're almost done here. We need a diamond. Nice thing about my current state in the game, diamonds are not something I have a shortage of. Diamond. And then silicon plate. And silicon blocks. Don't have any of those, so let's make some more blocks. And when you think you have everything, you come over here, make sure it's selected there, and you'll want to hit plus, and I've got another blood altar. So, oops, I need it. I'm also going to need to get a tube to transport the, I think I need a fluid one. What was that called? Well, I'm going to need to go over and get the bucket anyway, so be right back. See, blood moon over. Amazing how time flies when you're busy crafting. Hey, there's a mob in there. Excellent. See, it's slowly dying, and then that's filling up with life essence. Mechanical pipe, that's what I need. And of course, my little thing grabbed it. Grab it here. That's not the right one. I'll just grab the mechanical pipe for here for right now. Can't grab it fast enough. Ooh. So this will only store as much as goes in there, but that's okay for now. I'll be back to this tank shortly. But I keep that copper tank now. Oh, I put it over there. Okay, so back to my altar now. Okay. So that hooked up again, and I'm going to take my basic mechanical pipe. Now these things are configurable, and so that's one thing you want to set up. And if you shift click, this is push. So that will push it in there. I want to pull from there. Oops, bad angle. Pull from there. So I'll take everything out of here and put it in there. And like, well, that's silly. That's not the thing that has it. But these tanks can kind of work as multi-blocks. And I can drop it on there. And everything in here will drain down into there and then pump slowly but surely into there. And if I want to see what's in there, I've actually forgotten how to do this. Is it this? Oh yes, it's the divination sigil. So this tells me it's a tier 3 one. Okay, this is not pumping in. So you see, as if I shift over it, it's saying it's 0 millibuckets. There we go. That was interesting. It went kind of slow. So that's slowly filling up, and it's got a capacity of 10 buckets. So look over here. You've got. See, this has become a multi-block now, and it's formed a block with the combined volume of both those put together. So it's kind of handy to be set up that way. But I know if I pull this one, it's still going to have some stuff in it right now. And that's okay. So I don't sit here. I don't think you want me to sit here and wait for it. And I don't want to sit here and wait for it. So we will go take this back upstairs, let that fill up. See, there's still 3 buckets-ish left in there. So, and replace this back in the container. And we will make some more pipes. And I'll show you one of the fun parts of this game. So I need to make some mechanical pipes. Oh, I got one left here. I didn't find that before. So this is a liquid pump pipe, but we might make some more of them, just demonstrate kind of why some things are more challenging in this mod pack. But I will say, you know, it's challenging, but when you sit down and accomplish something, it really feels like an accomplishment. Yay. Let that sound. So we're going to, again, we're going to pull from there and push into there. And it's slowly going to fill up. And then that'll open up for more. See, it's almost full there. There's kind of a visual indication that how much that's full. So I'm rapidly reaching a point where I want to work on getting fluids into refined storage. Refined storage can hold items and it can hold fluids, and it's getting to the point where fluid management is starting to get complicated and take time, and so I want to start utilizing it like nice. It would be able to just pump this right into my refined storage, and my refined storage can pump it directly into the altar on it elsewhere. And I'm going to mention something here. If you look at it has the same amount, but it only says it's tier 1 because the blood magic altar is actually a multi-block structure. So even that one's tier 1, the one over here is tier 3, and it contains a not where I want to go. Can actually get over to my altar from the other side of my basement. Maybe I need to hook the basements up at some point. But yes, so see that slowly filling up. 4 buckets. So I heard there was a way to transfer that faster, and I'm thinking I'm going to allow it to input faster, because that is going to be frustrating if I'm trying to get stuff done and I have to wait for it to reload. So let's drop the divination sigil off here in case anyone needs it. Put that back in my backpack. Backpacks are a very handy thing. I've got an epic backpack. You see all that storage. It's great for traveling and being able to store, just keep stuff away and not have to worry about inventory all the time, especially for crafting large multi-block, crafting large recipes, and you can't keep everything. Like as you saw before, I was loading all this stuff up here. Sometimes it's tricky to be able to fit it all in there, and so this allows you to organize all your stuff and then be able to drop it down when you need to actually put it in one of the extended crafting tables. So very handy. And let's see, what do we have next? Let's quick drop to dump stuff off. Don't need that. Keep that. Okay. So, oh yes, I had a request for story time a little bit here, so let me go outside where I have a little space, and I mentioned having a dragon in the comments, and this mod pack has ice and fire in it. Very cool mod pack that adds a lot of exploration based functionality, and including dragons. And so this Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles wouldn't be complete without dragons. And I have one right here. And it's ginormous, as good dragons should be. This is a fully grown dragon. I've had it for a while. As you can see, it is quite intimidating. You can... Oops. And how I got this, you need to find a dragon egg, hatch it, and have it grow. And this is a fire-based dragon, so I had to hatch it in fire. But to get these, you need to find a mother dragon with a nest. And it's kind of tricky, because if you wander around the overworld, you'll see dragon lairs here and there. But those are the younger dragons, like the first 3 age categories. I believe there's 5. They're smaller, less intimidating, and ultimately easier to fight. But underground, they're level 4 and 5 dragons, so they're hard to find. You can't just fly around the surface. You've got to look for them, and sometimes they do help you a little because they tend to make that loud roar like you heard, and that can clue you there's something nearby, and you start kind of looking around for it. And So I found an underground dragon lair. I got really excited. I found a couple before, but they were males and didn't have eggs, or just didn't have an egg, period. So I found this one, and so I start digging to it, and it is in the middle of a roguelike dungeon. Roguelike dungeons are multi-level dungeons that they get a little difficult, more difficult as you go down. They've got spawners in them, different mob types. Oh, he sleeps at night. And so we're going to pick him up because I don't want to be out here during the night. And we'll head back in. So as I was saying, they have different levels, and so the world gen spawned this dungeon, and then right in the middle of the dungeon spawned this dragon's lair. So take a dungeon, carve a giant hole in the middle that intersects about 3 separate stories, and dead in the middle put the dragon lair. So what happened was, as I'm trying to fight this dragon, I've got mobs spawning from the network all around me at 3 different levels dropping in. And I wasn't quite as well geared then, but it was a hard fight, and I was slowly depopulating mobs. But they were coming too fast, and I can fight zombies, but you can't fight the dreaded frame rate death and lag spikes due to the massive number of mobs. So I'd have to run away, let the mobs despawn, come back, frantically run around trying to light a few things up, and so forth. And I went and finally killed the dragon, but then died. So I went back out, and I was like, oh man, I blew it, and I decided to check one more time, cleared out a little more of the surrounding area so I wasn't being constantly harassed by mobs, and it went down, looted the body, and I barely, almost missed it, but there's a dragon egg there. It was very exciting. So, I got that, hatched it, let it grow up, and maybe we'll take a tour around the nearby area in another episode and you kind of see what it's like flying on dragon. But it did help. That's why I don't have a jetpack yet, because it was very helpful for getting places quickly, because jetpacks can get you up and down, but they can't fly you around. So I think I'm going to wrap up this episode pretty soon. It's going on for a bit there. Well, something I hope to work on next time is mechanism. I had another user comment suggesting that I was 4 times or quadrupling was within my reach now, and I'd like to try that. So I'm sure some of you are pretty common with, there's ways to double ore. You grind it up ahead of time, and then you smelt it, and you get 2 bars for every ore. This setup here, by adding a smelting factory, an enrichment chamber, a crusher, and then a purification chamber, and some oxygen supplied here, triples my ore. But I should be at the point now where I can, in fact, try to quadruple my ore. Yes, and that will allow me to, for the rare ores that I work really hard to get to, or I just can't produce rapidly in my void miner here, I can generate more for everyone I find here, and so it's a useful time-saving thing. So I'm gonna do a little more research, and then next time I'm going to look into investigating how to do that. So if you stayed this long, thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day, and keep subscribe if you want to see some more of these episodes. Thank you.